stuff is not what it seems.
Right.
Crumbling up wood.
Now we have to replace all of the siding.
Jesus, take the wheel.
So we were supposed to be painting this week based on the last video, but instead we'll be replacing every single siding piece. Yeah, you heard me right. Here's how a simple paint job turns into the biggest project we have yet to do.
Now that from yesterday's power wash, the wood has dried, we can actually see the coloring of the wood. It's actually really good in some places. Some spaces it is a little bit worn and deteriorating, so we got to replace those. We also ended up having to cut down some trees so that we can see the home a little bit better. So there was a tree here that's entangled into the fence. Had to cut that off. There's a couple limbs here that were impeding on the side of the house, so I had to cut those off as well. And right now we are just assessing the damage that we have so that we know exactly what it is that we need to replace.
Everything was going according to plan. You see, the paint was coming off so easily. We thought, oh wow, this is going to be great. We'll be painting in no time. You see, the paint was just slipping on off. After we power washed, it was just doing what it was supposed to do. But as we continued to scrape, we noticed a few boards felt a little off. Some were soft and others were just cracked. So we started pulling and we found some rot. Well, a lot of rot. Not just one spot, but along an entire side.
Honestly, I don't know why we thought we were going to be painting this early, because this is a 100-year-old home. So we should have expected, honestly, there to be damage, there to be dirt, so that it was going to need a spa day. Honestly, it was going to need a freshen up before we get to the paint part.
So we started to replace the boards. Of course, Chris got out his power tools and he went to work on them. He did a really great job at putting in the boards. They went in very seamlessly, super simple.
All right, y'all, so I am replacing the siding that was damaged. We've already taken off this wall here, so we're going to redo this whole wall because the original way that it was cut and the original pieces, they weren't up to par to where we could salvage them. So what I've done here is just went ahead and cut a piece to size, cut out a little divot there, and it's in there snug without any nails yet. So that's good. That's good to hear. And the weird thing about this, there's no sheathing on the outside of this house, so it's just underlayment. And you can't see, but it's underlayment, and then it's insulation, and then there's cedar wood for the inside of the house that we were able to use for mounting the drywall. But so we're just replacing this siding with some new pieces, and then we're gonna prime and paint it. So I'm gonna finish doing that.
So board by board, we got that side up. Things started to look up. We started to feel like, okay, we're going to get to the prime and we're going to get to the paint, because this is probably going to be the worst part of the house. So we thought. But as we kept going, we started to realize that the problem areas were getting bigger and bigger, and restoration was most likely not going to be the resolution anymore. We were going to have to replace the full siding. Took us a while to accept it, but once we did, we were excited to take on the challenge. Okay, so
stuff is not what it seems.
Right. So after doing a scraping and sanding and all the things that we tried to do to restore the siding, it's just not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. So at this point, we have to replace all of the siding. The only siding that we do not have to replace is the front of the house. Everything else needs to be fully replaced. So this job went from painting and power washing to a whole demo.
Yo, what the heck?
And yeah, that's just how it's gonna go.
Yeah. There's deteriorated siding. There's rusted nails. There's 1711. What is it? What's the sign? What's the saying? 5011 layers of paint. Yeah, there's wasps' nests under some of the loose siding.
Yeah.
Every time.
Dangerous, y'all.
I'm up here fighting 6 and 7 wasps every time I pull a board off.
Yeah.
Lord help me. Send me the protection. I need all the personal armor.
Right. It took about a week and a half for us to realize, like, restoring is not gonna be.
It's not gonna be it.
It's not gonna be it. So, although that would have been nice, and it actually would have been a lot cheaper.
It would have been nice to my pockets.
It would have. It's just not gonna happen. So, we found some siding. Good. We found some siding on Facebook Marketplace. So, y'all come along with us to go buy some of that.
Shout out to my guy Jose.
Shout out, yes. So, we're just excited to find out, to be in a place of moving forward, because it felt like we wasn't getting nowhere. And I just didn't understand what was going on. It just the only time we felt like we were doing something is when we replaced the backboards, and we was like, wow, it looks changed. And then we came to the front, and we was just like trying to do, and it was just like, no. So the siding just needs to be replaced all the way through.
Yeah.
Through and through. So the next video that y'all see is gonna be us replacing the siding. Well, you heard it here first, folks. We're practically gonna be building a new house. No, I'm just kidding. But we are gonna be doing some major renovations. And we're super excited for you guys to come on the journey with us. And guys, if you're restoring an older home too, this is your sign to always budget in times for surprises. The good news is, once it's all repaired and sealed properly, we won't have to worry about this again for decades. So I hope you guys stick around because the transformation is just starting. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. We would love to see you guys back next week.